Well, why are we in Cape Town? We're in Cape Town for the launch of the new T-Max series, the 2017 standard version T-Max, SX version T-Max, and DX version T-Max, as well as two new additions to the MT range, being the MT10 Special Edition, SP, and the MT10 Touring Edition. Brilliant bikes. Can't wait to ride them, see what they like, enjoy them in the sun. The weather's beautiful down here. We've got international journalists with us. Let's see how it goes.
It's been a number of years since Yamaha have held an international launch in Cape Town. We're going to start off on the MT10 touring version, which means it's got a thicker seat, more padding, it's got a windscreen and specially designed pannier boxes. We have been split up into groups of 7, and as we ride out of Cape Town through the streets of Cape Town, immediately we begin to feel what this bike is all about. Yamaha for 2017 have included a quick shifter on the gear mechanism. Not sure if that's really important on road use, but it does make a great sound as you bang it through that gearbox. The MT10 has become iconic around the world. Don't forget, we've got the whole MT series, MT07, MT09, and this, the big one, the MT10. And Yamaha holding a lot of store on sales of this motorcycle. And I must say, with the softer seat, this bike simply eats up the kilometers. And an opportunity to catch up with some of our foreign visitors on the launch.
Oh yeah, we rode half a day and it was really impressive. You got a wonderful country, and riding the MT on these roads, it was awesome.
How important is this model in Israel, for instance?
Well, we sell quite a lot for a 7 million population country. About 40, 50, maybe with the new models, we'll sell even more.
With Cape Town as the backdrop, the MT10 Touring certainly looks the part. And these roads are really made for this motorcycle. Extremely futuristic styling for the MT10. And the motor fitted is basically the R1, which has been tuned for naked bike use. In other words, it's got more torque and less top-end power. Claim maximum horsepower is just on 160. With a weight of 210 kilograms, it certainly is no slouch. With a fuel tank capacity of 18 litres, the touring range should be just under 400 k's. But let's catch up with some of the other journalists on the launch.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Beautiful scenery. It looks like all the parts of the world put into one country. It's absolutely beautiful.
Hats off to Yamaha for inviting these journos on the launch. And you can see the coloured dashboard on the MT10 changing colours as we rev the bike. Let's catch up with journalist from Holland, Vincent Berger.
Yeah, I just love it to bits. I rode the previous one last year, and that's already great. But the SP version is just that little bit more. And as far as I think, it's that much better, yeah.
Important bike in your part of the world?
I don't think so, because it's a high-end kind of bike. So it might be a bit too much for a lot of people, or too expensive or stuff like that. But in its class, it should be an important bike, yeah.
And how's it been touring around in Cape Town? Have you enjoyed that?
Oh yeah, I love it to bits. It's, I don't know, it's, well, to me it reminds me of places like Australia and stuff. Because it's, there's so much in common. But then there's a lot of European views as well, except it's just that little bit much bigger. So yeah, I love it to bits.
As we go through the Franschhoek Pass on the MT10 SP version. Now the SP version is fitted with Öhlins suspension as standard, and it's semi-active. And Yamaha have invited the project leader of this model to South Africa.
Yeah, with this first, most important improvement is Öhlins electronic suspension input, and then quick shift and coloring is a special color. So especially this unique electronic Öhlins suspension have good electrical control. So automatic mode A1 and A2. This two mode is very impressive.
The MT10 SP is basically the Yamaha R1M on the street with the Öhlins suspension. It really is a jump forward in technology from the manufacturer. You can set the bike up to your needs using the dashboard as a computer. Riding modes, power modes, traction control settings, and of course suspension settings. Hirik from Öhlins is standing by to chat to us.
Yeah, this new MT10 now is equipped with the last all-in suspension with semi-active valves.
How does that work? What does that mean?
So it uses the data from all the sensors of the bike, and it will set up automatically the best damping.
And what is the benefit on the road? That you can just adjust it, or that it adjusts to your riding style?
In fact, you have 5 modes. You have 2 active mode and 3 manual mode. The 2 active mode, one is comfort oriented and another one is more for sports oriented. So the comfort oriented is for touring.
It was beautiful. So the roads, it was typical when we came here. At first I had thought about Sydney because it's the same, you know, when you look around, especially in Cape Town. And when yesterday with the T-Max, when we were riding around the coastal line and all that. But today, you know, when you in the open fields, the wineries and all that, it's amazing. Beautiful country.
Do you think it'd be good for Yamaha to come back here for further launches?
It's not up to me. No, it's not up to me. But to be honest, logistic-wise, it's complicated. But I think when there is more opportunity to do a presentation for future models, it can be very interesting to be here in South Africa because the atmosphere and the entourage and everything is perfect.
MT10 SP. Is it going to sell well in the world? I would think so, given the technology on this motorcycle. Personally, I prefer the touring version for these type of roads, but if I was going to do anything like racetrack work, certainly it would be on the SP version. But for normal day-to-day use, well, the touring example does it for me. Peter Wilkins from Yamaha sums it up for us.
Yeah, extensively. Yamaha's definitely taken on the new MT range, Masters of Torque, quite aggressively, marketing extensively in Europe. Sales have basically increased dramatically in this bike, and we believe that now needs to come to South Africa. We're very much based on the European market sort of style. It's an aggressive bike. It offers everything you need. One of the new launches this week has been the new touring version, which gives a much more comfort feel to the bike itself.
Well, after a long day out, it's time to head back to the city centre of Cape Town. I was just wondering what I could say in summary of the launch of the MT10, and I think one important aspect is normally after 300 Ks of riding in one day, I'd be only too happy to get my backside off the saddle of a motorcycle because, as you can imagine, the bum would be numb and you'd be tired of it. But actually, as we rode back into Cape Town now, I was kind of sad. I thought, hell, what an exciting day, what an adventurous day. It's finally coming to an end. And it was almost sad that I came into Cape Town thinking I've got to part company with this great motorcycle. So I think that's the summary is, this is a bike that you want to ride all of the time.